Do you want it to be just recorded?
Yep. Okay. So my piece is called "Life Requires Your Input." I'm going to do like kind of a spoken word for a couple of minutes and invite you to interact with life for a bit. So this is life. Life requires my input. I know that I need to do something, but I want to do everything that life has to offer. And life here is a switch. Sometimes these things need me to do them once, but like if I let go, I have to do it again, so I have to keep doing it. But what am I getting out of life? Is there something more? Do I have to do more things to get out something out of life? Do I have to do them all at the same time? Hey, something happened. But what's that? It's so small. I can't see it. I want to see it. I'm doing all these things, but I can't. It's so soft. Can you hear it? Is this what I want? Do I have to stay here all the time? Do I have to do all these things to be able to see it, hear it? What good is it if I can't see or hear? Ah! I think I'm tired. Just going to let go now. Maybe I'll try it again later, but life requires my input. Yep, that's and thank you. Yep, so I invite you to try to give life your input and see what you get out of it. If you walk around and also inspect the output box that's on the other side of the piece. And maybe you'll take questions after everybody has some time to try. That hole is empty. I'm not sure if I measured the dimensions for everybody, but you probably would not be able to see whatever's going on based on the position that you're in.
It's 2 feet. You do
Yep.
2 feet. And that's,
Yep. Sorry, Michelle. I have instructions.
I know
It's not
like
like
it's a
it's
little
a
hard to
right,
see.
right? Oh, there you go.
Are you able to look around? Okay. It's a cheat code. So maybe I'll just say a few things about what the intended piece to be. So the main idea was like the juxtaposition of inputs and outputs. In this case, like you give like really big input, you use your entire body, but the output's really small. It's just a tiny LED. The buzzer's really faint. You can't hear anything. There was to be a motion element of motion, but I wasn't able to add that in time. But you can. This is kind of like the metaphor of like big things that you really do in life, but sometimes you don't really get the satisfaction out of it. And you have to do all these things at once. You know, you have to care about your grades, call parents every weekend, have time for friends as well. Or you can have 2 exams and also do an art installation within 12 hours. Yeah. So essentially the piece tries to metaphorize that and also make physical the kind of limitation that you can't see or you can't hear beyond this giant light switch that you're trying to flick. And it makes you question a bit why. But you know, after you question a bit of why, maybe you feel better after that. Who knows? Okay. Cool. That's all I have to say.
I really like this. Oh, go ahead. So, how do I say that? There's something very phallic and psychosexual about this. And when doing your presentation or your spoken word while you were doing it, it was even more apparent during that time. Because you're talking about life and how life, to me, when you're up and down in the position of where this board is. Life's about effort, and you have to put in a lot of effort in order to make things work. And if you're not doing it right and putting both feet on the pedals, if you have one foot off, it's not going to work properly, or another light won't light properly. So I think that you did a really good job of expressing that through the performance. I think it really helped sell the piece.
The slight sexual tones, perhaps, because of the positioning, is a bit of an accident. Like I was intending,
There are no accidents.
I was intending for the position to be a bit higher, but the material limitations and some bad measurements, perhaps.
Sometimes accidents happen,
I like how you hid the inner workings of it, the logic behind it. That was really nice. Good tape. You can't see the wire. You simply interact with something, get a response. That's nice.
And what is this sound supposed to be? Is it trying to let you know that something's working?
Yeah, it's more of just one of the outputs of life. It doesn't really represent anything at this point. I just intentionally wanted it to be soft so that it's barely there.
I have no touches aspects of the butterfly effect. It's like you do all these things, but you don't see all the effects of it. But it's like some buzzing sound, and really speaks to like the whole climate change issue we're having right now, at least to me. And basically just how can we be more mindful of where different acts in life and how we keep reminding ourselves that like everything we do, even though it requires effort, we do a lot of things, but we should be mindful that we
to that, I mean, I think it's sort of almost an idea of, we know everything that we're supposed to do, but sometimes that's hard and sometimes that sucks. And, we have a negative reaction to that, but it's also easier to not lift up this piece of wood sometimes, even though we get the beeping that we should like. It sort of makes you question, the amount of effort you put into outputs that maybe aren't so desirable, but also knowing the effort that you've, physically experiencing that.
I think one interesting way that this could be further explored would be if we had more of these. So like, what would happen if there was someone who was sort of having to do like 5 inputs at the same time to move their LED and to make their buzzing sound, and how would that interact with someone who maybe just needs to flip the switch up to like get their buzzer going, and how that interaction works, and how that might be how that could start to speak on like, again, like why sometimes we want to just let go, right? Like that it seems so easy for some other people, and obviously they have their challenges too. And so I guess like the point being that we all sort of see things from our limited perspective, and it's hard to even see beyond that, to even see what we're doing sometimes.
I want to say thank you for framing this in a performance, which was not expected. I thought it would be just objects, and I think that's a new space for you to work inside. So that's really.
Can I say something before we're done?
Of course.
Which is, this is just my discipline thing, but like the words you were saying while dealing with this are precisely the internal monologue of a clown, of like a mime clown. That's how it works. What's this? I'll use it. This is fucking hard. I stopped. I have to do something else. Hey, I did something. Oh, it's like, this is an amazing piece of performance technology. You could put a proscenium around it and watch it for half an hour with an appropriately French person operating it.
Naturally.
Yes. I also really love that this is so bright and it's so dark over there. It's like the fact that you can't see past it is that part of the installation is very effective, I think. What do you think?
And the buzz is like the appropriate buzz of like a car that's not turning over,
Right.
but it's just the sound that something's happening and something's connected, but not really. So it's
Was that even real?
right,
Wait,
maybe.
Wait, oh.
Yes,
Yeah.
no, definitely. Thank you, Ron.
Thank you.
Eliza?
So this is my son, and Please Help Him Breathe is the name of this piece. We've gone through a lot to get to this.